Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I do. Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No, 0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I do. Leave me alone.
No one should have to live life screaming at someone like she has to scream at him, and like I have to scream at Mr. Perry. Stop contacting me. Leave me alone. And yet we do. I mean, everybody's heard me screaming and screaming, get out of my phone. Get out of my life. Stop contacting me. I don't want to hear it. No one asked you what you think. No one asked you how you feel. No one asked you what you want. I came to Oklahoma to be with my family and to get away from you and not have to hear what you think or what you want or how you feel. I don't feel anything for you but disgust. And I think that everybody is getting sick and tired, Mr. Perry, of you trying to make this into a romance. But first it was political. Now it's a romance. And actually you just want to ruin me because I caught your crime like nobody else in your life has. You're a sex trafficker. You're exploiting children on that dark web and women. So you guys are trafficking all kinds of shit. People, drugs, all kinds of crap. You're into organized crime. Child abuse, sex weirdos. You're a cop killer. Use allegedly. Nobody's been found guilty in a court of law yet. But I caught a lot of shit you guys did. And you're trying to ruin me. And everybody knows that. You wanted part of that trying to ruin me is you decided you're going to traffic me. You've been selling me online. You use my body for your pretend love life. You do nothing all day but sit on your fat, lazy ass and cause problems and torment and do what he's doing. And everybody's had enough of it. Nobody believes your bullshit anymore, Mr. Perry. Your forged marriage license and your forged power of attorney are forgeries. It is illegal to use them. I have the right to my privacy, the legal and moral right to my privacy. You do not have the legal right to impede on it or infringe upon that. I have the legal right to live wherever the fuck I want, and you butt out of it. It's not your concern. I have the legal right to make as much money as I want to make. You butt out of it. It isn't your concern. You're not to be in my life. Stalking is a felony. Hacking is a felony. Voyeurism is a felony. Coercion is a felony. Witness tampering is a felony. Trying to kill people, felony. Killing people, capital. Those are capital crimes. Assault and battery. Deprivation of food and shelter with intent to coerce. Interference with commerce with intent to coerce. Interference with contracts with intent to coerce. Grand larceny with intent to coerce. I don't like you. No one does. You've got nothing out of the last 13 years doing what you're doing but told on and told on and told on and told on and nothing else. Calvin went at my car all fucking day. He tried to sell it right out from under me. You know how I know that? The police caught him. They got it. So we know. Then y'all are talking about what hotel can we have her live in where she can walk to his store. It's none of your business. Where I live, what I drive, where I work, none of that is any of your business. All you men sit around, cowards and pussies, making all these plans behind my back. I don't know you. Infringing upon my rights. I have the right to my privacy, Mr. Perry. You don't have the right to infringe on that. I have the right not to be contacted by you ever. You don't have the right to infringe upon that. No is no. The more you contact me, the more we get. Because you're pissing off people with a whole lot of power. I matter. The victims matter. Mike matters. You don't. Normal people want to know how we feel about what you're doing to us. Not how you feel every time you get caught. And you need a lie and you want to run for governor, blah, blah, blah. If you can't tell a simple concept, when you do the crime to me, it's different. You get caught. When you do the crime, that's the cause. You get caught. That's the effect. Cause and effect. It's different than when you do it to your other victims. But it's the same every time you do it to me. We get the information before, not after. So if you can't get simple concepts like that, Mr. Perry, and put that together in your head without having to be told even once, you've been told, and told, and told, and told, and told. You've been told no. So you've been told, leave me alone. I've screamed at you exactly like she screams at him. You don't need to be governor if you can't get simple concepts like cause and effect, before and after, same and different. You have Huntington's disease that makes you both mentally ill and mentally retarded. You have paranoia, hallucinations, delusions, psychosis. And that's the mental illness part. And you're impaired cognitive reasoning. You can't get cause and effect. You can't do it. When you do the crime to me, it's different. You get caught. Why is that? Why is that, Calvin, Lucius? Nobody picking a fight with you. You're picking one with me and getting caught. My car isn't your business. Where I stay or where I live doesn't concern you. How much money I have or am making or whatever, where I'm working, nothing to do with you at all. Not your business. So why are you sitting around talking about it? You know how I know you're talking about it? Police told me. So when you sit around and go, what is she going to do next? Do you really think it's me you need to worry about what I'm going to do next? Or don't you think it's the guys that told me you said that? They're telling me today they get very upset when you're loading pictures into your Dropbox. If it says they're already here, do you want to replace them? And you hit replace them, they get all upset about that. Why? What's it to you? Get out of my Dropbox. You shouldn't know a fucking thing about it. So don't get upset about things you're not even supposed to know about. Don't get upset when don't worry about when I'm going to work. That's something you're supposed to even know about. You don't have the right to infringe on my rights. You don't have it. You don't have the right to run for governor. You don't have the right to lie. You don't have the right to bully women and kids. You don't have the right to make money off of our bodies against our will. For free. You don't have that right. We do have the right not to have to deal with all that. So I have help. They catch you every time. They heard Calvin all fucking day going at my car, trying to sell it out from under me. It's not his car. They heard him all fucking day. Well, she can't, we gotta get her out of Oklahoma, but she can't live in New Mexico. She can't go back to Lubbock. She done piss all those people off. It doesn't concern you where I live. I came to Oklahoma to be with my family and to get away from Mr. Perry. Everything after that is none of your business. I have the right to do that. You don't have the right to fuck it up or infringe on our rights. You don't have it, Calvin. So when my guys wrap this up and they introduce themselves to you, how about a nice... He goes, I'm going to give him a nice hard shove, and he's probably twice Charles's height and weight. He's big. He's a big dude. One of them is. He goes, I'm going to give him a nice shove and go, now you pick on me, bitch. You know, you've pissed me off for 13 years. Picking on women and kids. Now you're dealing with me. Pick on me. And let's see how that goes over. That's who you need to worry about. What he's going to do next, not me. Where's she going to go? We need to make her move. I have the right to live wherever the fuck I want. You don't get to butt in. You don't have the right to butt in. Nosy body. Why don't you guys get a life? You know, how boring that you sit around all day bothering people who don't even know you. Haven't done a fucking thing to you. Nobody's picking a fight with you. You're getting caught picking one with me. Charles, you're creepy. You have no chance of a date with me, ever. Because you're creepy and you're very cruel. And the only thing you've gotten out of 13 years is told on. Nothing else. Only thing you've gotten out of 13 years, Mr. Perry, is that you're told on. How many times were you told on before you did the crime to me? How many after? People, normal people, are sick of you and all this crap you do that's far outside the law, far outside social norms, far outside of anything we could even think up. I mean, you think up shit that's so sick and so weird and so twisted. We're like, wow, how does anybody think that up? That is weirdo. This guy is weirdo. and illegal. So, we heard you, Calvin, all day long, trying to make plans for somebody you don't need to be making plans for. It's not your business. When we get that you did that, the guys that found that out today, it's, you know, you need to worry about what they're going to do. It's not up to you, it's up to them. It's between me and them. And God Almighty. It has nothing to do with you. You need to go find out what you're going to do when they put you in jail. You need to start making arrangements for that. When's that going to be? Mr. Perry, do not threaten me with a false arrest again. We have documented that since I was in jail for the first one. You've tried murder twice now. First it was Caitlin Arquette, and then went through the forensics on that and how that's not possible. And now it's somebody else. I don't know, but I guess that's why you needed my mitochondrial DNA. He's typing that in my phone last night. I got your mitochondrial DNA. And then he's typing CJ. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? CJ. You know, kind of like, is it Al? Is it Z? People I've never heard of. Is it Jim telling on me? Is it El Paso PD helping you? Is it your family? Is it your kids? Is it your people you work with? Are you telling all those people the horrible things you're gonna do to me? You're in some trouble for perjury, sir. You're in a lot of trouble for perjury. And the people that I work with, the people that I work with at that club, I've not told them about these podcasts. They shouldn't know a thing about it unless you're telling them. Unless you're telling them about the podcast, they wouldn't know. So, if they do, if they know about the Facebook, if they know about the blog, if they know anything about that at all, you told them. And you've told the judges under oath you're not doing that. That you're not talking to people I work with or my family. Or stalking. Because I've been in Oklahoma 9 years to get away from you. So what are you coming up here for? Talking to people in my life. Huh? Why are you bothering my family? Why are you bothering my friends? Why are you bothering my coworkers? Nobody's bothering yours. There might have been some undercovers to talk to your wife and kids, but it was a very brief thing. There was nothing ongoing, and there was nobody was told to hurt you. They may have gotten some information as to where you are all the time, or confirmed information they already had as to why you're always up here instead of down there in Lubbock where you belong with your family, doing normal things normal people do, not infringing upon the rights of others. So they might have done that, kind of confirm it, but your family had no idea that's who they were talking to, and there was no ongoing communications, and there was certainly not a meeting where everybody sat down and said, we're going to ruin her, and you're going to help us. Or we're going to ruin Mr. Perry, and you're going to help us. And you just have to live with it. Don't leak. Are you leaking? I'll ruin you, too, if you leak. Yeah, none of that's happened. Absolutely not has that ever happened. And we know you're doing that. We know you do that to a lot of people. The girls at my club, as I said, there's 3 of them. They get an insane amount of money on stage. That flagged me off. That flagged a lot of people off. That's not normal. It might happen once or twice. It doesn't happen every night. Always different guys coming in, not the same. So it's not their regulars. And it's a lot of money. They don't have anything to show for that. They're living in a crappy place, driving a crappy car, and I'm not seeing signs of drug abuse. So where's he going? Well, there's only one place that could go. Traffic Daddy. Right. And putting it on the stage is a great way to launder money. We've known y'all are doing that for a long time. I've talked about that before. So I did talk to the owner about it, but it's been years ago, and it was about somebody else. I don't think she worked for y'all. I don't think she was one of your victims, but she was selling drugs, and she'd be getting $1,500 a night on the stage. They were paying for the drugs, throwing the money on the stage. She got arrested. She got sent to traffic court. She got off the drugs, and she hadn't done it since. So, I mean, something happens to people when they get arrested, right, Mr. Perry? all of a sudden you might have a come to Jesus moment where you realize maybe I shouldn't have done all that. Maybe I shouldn't have crapped all over all those people for so long and ruined them. So all day, because you bothered me and you invaded my privacy and you tried to cause problems for me, we heard all of it. It's that way every day since the McNamara email. Every day, all day long, we quote everything you do every time you're trying to cause a problem for me. What do you need mitochondrial DNA for, Mr. Perry? There was some murder. I mean, hang on. We've got this documented. Look at all that. Entire file. Perry wanted the club raided. Perry wanted, frame up threats right here. Look at that. Some chick had a hair color similar to mine. But it was a little blonder. Her skin tone is darker than me. And she's quite a bit heavier. The guy didn't say a little heavier. He said quite a bit heavier than Cynthia, the one that actually did the murder. And so y'all started trying to get me to tan and trying to find out what hair color I used to color my hair. So you could have her color her hair the same color. We already know that. Now we got the mitochondrial DNA. Somebody talked to one of my professors and said she's being uncooperative with the police. And he said, no, she's not. If you have to change hair color and stuff, then you're altering evidence. You don't have the right person. She didn't do it. She doesn't trust you because you're going at her and you know good and well she didn't do it. And we heard that recording. A lot of you got a wiretap order on your phone or something. If you're involved, I mean, I'm not in the middle of that, but we got this documented going way back. 4 months ago, 2 months ago, of a murder frame up. After you didn't, you got the wrong one with Caitlin Arquette, you tried a different one. You've tried prostitution by sock. You've tried having me ask a guy if he wants to buy drugs. Ask that guy. Yeah, there was a drug dealer that came in, and he was told to have me. He's standing around about 5 girls that do drugs. Calls me away from a customer from across the room. Go ask that guy if he wants to buy my drugs. And I'm like, you mean the cop over there? No, thank you. You're nuts. I don't do that shit. Everybody knows I don't do that shit. Everybody in here will tell you I don't even smoke pot. So why are you calling me from all the way across the room to ask that cop over there if they want it? Well, if you're trying to get somebody on drug trafficking because you need a smear campaign so you can run for governor, then it was jewelry. Have Terry Wagner give her jewelry from his wife's auction dealy thingy. Then make sure she can't make any fucking money, so she has to take it to a pawn shop, and then we'll say it's reported stolen property. Only our guys looked at it, and they're like, a pawn shop won't take it. It's not worth crap. This is Walmart shit. All of it together is not worth $10. So that didn't work out for you. You've tried the harassment. Will send her home and then harass the hell out of her, like try to arrange a false arrest, do a club raid, mess with her co-workers, make her try to get her car from her and wreck it about 50 times. I mean, and then when she complains about it, we'll say she's harassing us. You're caught on that. You're caught on all this stuff already. So there was that one. And we've talked about what Lucky said about it. They wanted to get her on harassment. It became clear to us pretty early on, they're the ones doing the harassing. She didn't bother anybody. They called us fucking constantly, wanting us to pull her over. And I mean, there's a whole file in here too, not just Facebook. But there's like a whole, look at that, a whole file on that shit. Pull her over, pull her over, pull her over, pull her over. Get her car from her, get her car from her, get her car from her. Then she'll do what we say. Then she'll do what we tell her. And you sold me a Houston guy who can't get a date the normal way like everybody else can do. And I said, no, I'm not going to be trafficked, and I'm not going to help you with your crime. And I'm not going to lie for you. And that's what you're asking me to do. I have the right to my privacy. I have the right to not be contacted by you at all. Any of you. I have the right to live wherever I want to live, make as much money as I want to make, work wherever the fuck I want to work, and date whoever I want to date. You don't have the right to butt in and infringe on those rights and invade my privacy and cause problems and loss, malicious vandalism, malicious menacing or whatever that was, trying to kill me, trying to false arrest me all the time, do a club raid. And I said they don't need to do a club raid. The girls in there are, yeah, there's guys coming in throwing a hell of a lot of money on them, and they don't have anything to show for it. So we all know there's something illegal going on there. But I'm going to tell you something, and we know what. But I'm going to tell you something. They know what you're doing to me. They're 20. I'm 53. They know exactly what you're doing to me, because you tell them. So that's a way of coercing and intimidating those 20-year-old girls, using me as an example. You tried to do it this weekend. We want her arrested off the stage so they can all see, and we won't have any problems with any of them ever again. Maybe one or two is leaking right now. We're not sure, but we're gonna put a stop to that by making an example out of Cynthia. We're gonna do that false arrest, make sure they see it, and that's intimidating, and that's gonna coerce them, and if they are leaking, they'll stop. And we know you said that. You know how police told us. Those are the guys you need to worry about what they're going to do next. Those are the guys that kind of come to you, cowards and you pussies who sit behind your computer and try to ruin one woman. There's a bunch of you. A bunch of you I've never met. I don't give a fuck what you guys think. And it's not your business where I live, Calvin. You went out my car all day. It's not your business, Calvin, where I live. Mr. Perry, not your business where I live. I don't like you. I don't care what you think. I don't like you. You've been rejected and told on every day for a decade. And that's all. You have nothing else to show for that. For a decade of your life. Not another thing to show for the time that you've spent in your life, but you're told on. You got nothing else out of that but that. Just told on. Because you're making everybody else creeped out. You're making everybody else want to vomit. You're making everybody else very uncomfortable with what you're doing. It's creepy, and it's mean, it's cruel. Calvin is very hated because he's cruel. I know he's bald and fat. I know he talked about how to get my car away from me all day long, trying to sell it out from under me. The marriage license is forged. I didn't sign it. The power of attorney is forged. I did not sign it. You cannot use those. It's illegal. It is fucking illegal. You guys, it's interesting because you guys always act like, you know, you make all these plans for me, and we'll do this, and then she'll do that, and we'll do this, and then she'll do that. She just ain't broke enough yet. Then she'll do what we say. Who the fuck even are you? Who the fuck even are you? You're infringing on my rights. Get off. Get the fuck off. And if I'm quoting you and I know you said that, why aren't you worried about the guys that told me you said that? It seems to me like that's who you need to worry about. The people that are catching the crime and I'm not doing it. I don't go where you are. Right? I don't have the resources for some sort of technology that could record you saying that wherever you go or whatever you're doing or whatever, you know. I don't have it. So somebody with a lot of power is getting that information from you, right? Don't you think that's who you need to worry about what they're going to do next? He's going to give you a nice shove, Calvin. He's bigger than you, too, I would guess. He's a pretty big guy. He's probably going to give you a nice shove, too. Nice to finally meet you. You've been pissing me off for 13 years. You want to pick on women and children? How about you pick on me? How about you pick on me? Let's see how that goes. Let's see how that goes, Calvin. Cowards. You're just all a bunch of cowards. Because real men don't pick on women and kids to feel tough. Only little pink panty, you know, you got lace on those panties y'all wear? I mean, really. Really. It's pathetic. So those girls are getting tipped a lot. They don't have anything to show for it. And, they are coerced. There's no way they're not. Because they're watching what you're doing to me. So, yeah, they are. Yeah, they don't feel like they have a way out. I promise you, they don't feel like they do. If they felt like they did, don't you think they'd get out? Do you think anybody likes to be trafficked and, you know, you're a slave now? You think anybody wants to be that? Fuck no. You're off your nut if you think so. You are off your nut if you think that. But every time you guys do the crime to me, it's different. When Charles contacts me, when he causes a problem for me, when he takes my money, when you invade my privacy, for years, what happens? We get more. We find out more about the crime. Charles, put the doll down. Take your panties off and act like a man. Act like a man. Nobody owes you anything. You're infringing on my rights. I have the right to privacy. Get the fuck out of my phone. Get the hell out of my life. You repulse me. You repulse even prisoners. And your bullshit story that this is about a romance, even for you? Oh, come on. You're trying to ruin me so you can run for governor. But the problem with you is you got a mental disease that makes you stupid. Because you can't get cause and effect. When you do the crime to me, you get caught. It's been that way every day for 13 years, sir. You ought to be able to spot a pattern after that long. So you're not capable of running a state if you can't figure stuff like that out. Stuff that everybody else doesn't have to be told at all. Much less over and over and over and over. And you're just not getting it. You weren't asked what you think. You were told not to contact me again. What did my guy say in March 2020 after you tried to threaten and bribe me then? And then again in July 2022 when you're threatening and bribing me again then? You're gonna starve or you're gonna lie. And his response again was, you're not to invade her privacy, you're not to contact her, and she's not to be broke anymore and have to ask for money, period. And look how much more intel we got out of that because you didn't do it. Didn't understand what those words mean. Look how much more we got out of that. We got out everybody's name, right? Calvin, Geppetto, Blankenship, Desiree, Beverly, James, Ruben, Lawrence, right? Anybody else have that? Sonjay, Muffin Man. We got your code words, right? So now you want my, hang on. Look at all this. Look at all this Dropbox. Screenshots of stuff I've sent my attorney. You don't have all of them. Look at all this. Look at all that. That's just from the 15th till today. Where I'm typing up what you guys said in our police recording. Look at all that. That is unbelievable. That's just 15 days. That's all I do all fucking day long. Right? All day long. Oh, that's all Calvin did. Talk about getting my car and where am I going to live. We got, none of your business. None of that is your business. None of it. Having me pulled over. Right? Mitochondrial DNA's in here somewhere. There it is. Look at that. All day long, typing up what police are. Listen to this. I mean, they're going at it all day today again. Here's this meeting, here's that meeting, here's this guy talking to that guy. Type it up. Here's this one talking to that one. If I don't know who it is, they don't tell me. If it's somebody that now I've recognized their voice and I know who it is, then they will, because they know I'm going to know. There's no sense of acting like I don't know when they know I do. But if it's somebody I don't know, they do not tell me that. Over time, I can start recognizing voices, and they'll usually say the name eventually. So like with Matt Powell, I never met Matt Powell. Even when I lived in Lubbock 6 years, I didn't meet him once. So I didn't know what the hell he sounded like. But he was talking to Charles so much, and Charles had a wiretap order on him. So I'm hearing those two talk, and based on context, I could tell I was hearing Mr. Powell. So at this point, I could always recognize his voice. And the same with Calvin and some of these other guys. Now they'll say, here's this guy and this guy, because at this point they know I already know, because I could get it from context, or over time I start learning people's voices and what they sound like, and oh yeah, that's that guy, and that's, so they go listen to, you know, listen to Calvin talking to David, or listen to David talking to Geppetto, or listen to Geppetto's asking again if you have sage and all this bullshit, listen to this and this. So I'll hear it, I'll type it up. If it's, I don't type it all up. If it's a thread, I do. And then it goes in a bunch of different places. First, it gets disseminated to all the people and they need to know. They do that. I don't do that. And then for myself, it gets disseminated into many different places. And if the guys want it out, it goes out public. And there's, I mean, it's not up to me. It's up to them. Don't you think they're the ones you need to worry about? They're the ones getting it. They're the ones getting it. So, you're infringing on my rights. That's why they're getting it. Those little girls are very much under duress. There's no way they're not. There's absolutely no fucking way they're not. I don't care what you say. I don't care what they say. They shouldn't know about these podcasts, but you're telling them. And you shouldn't give a fuck where I work, but you're stalking. And even your attorney, Mr. Perry, said if she goes to that house in Houston, to this guy in Houston, all this time we've testified in court, that's a lie. So now if she does it, you've got perjury charge probably, and I could lose my license. We don't know what they're going to do. And we don't know when they're going to do it. You're putting a lot of pressure on her. Yeah, starvation is a hell of a lot of pressure. Make it where she can't get a job nowhere else. She had to leave Oklahoma. Because, why? What's it to you? Nobody's bothering you. All day long. Calvin's talking about taking my car. Calvin's trying to sell my car out from under me. It's not your car. My name is on the title. Unfortunately, I had to buy it with student loan money. I usually try not to do that. So, those are federal funds, I believe, aren't they? That bought my car. So I don't know why Mr. Perry's typing in my phone CJ. He's typed in mitochondrial DNA last night for planting what, you know, the next false arrest you're trying to figure out. I mean, it's just one thing after another. All my guys tell me, though, I will say this. I just finished up my 3rd year of college, and I have a 3.59, and I was kind of disappointed that my grade's that low, because it was 3.9 until Mr. Perry. I mean, here's the thing. First, he was jamming at my computer, so I couldn't even do the homework, much less, it wasn't wrong, I just couldn't even do it. Then, the next thing that has happened is, he got me kicked out of my apartment, and then a few months later at a hotel, at which time I lost everything I own. Absolutely everything. My granddad stopped everything. And then my car. Okay, well, and then he's trying to do a false arrest, and then he's trying to kill me. And he's trying to make me lie and be trafficked. Okay, when you're going through all that, these are massive criminal activity. I mean, this is massive losses to your life, major changes. And there are psychiatrists and psychologists that will tell you that when you change jobs, even if you want to change jobs, or get married, even if you want to get married, there's still often people get kind of down and they can't really explain why. Often there is a grieving process that you go through, like when someone dies, because your life is completely changed. Life as you knew it is over. So you are essentially saying goodbye to something that you enjoy. You enjoyed being single. Now you're going to get married. So you're really happy to be married. But some people also have some periods of time when they're down and they really don't know why. You're grieving the loss of your single life. Things are changed. You're saying goodbye to something that you liked. And you're glad to have the new, but you're still going to kind of grieve the old. Well, this is even worse than that, because these are things that I love, people I care about, things that are important to me, things that I worked hard to get. All of a sudden, boom, just like in a second, they're gone. And you're going to grieve that loss, like someone died. And then there's the Chief Miller thing, somebody did die. And my push for getting Mike out. And they're punishing me, they're retaliating. It's illegal. Title 18 of the United States Code 1512, 1513 prohibits it. You can't tamper with witnesses. You can't obstruct justice. You can't tamper with evidence. You can't retaliate. And you can't prevent somebody from talking to the police. You can't. Not my family, not anybody. Not my coworker, nothing. You butt out. You know, you have the right to remain silent. You have the right to shut the fuck up. And know that anything you say and do can and will be used against you in a court of law. So, while I'm going through all that, imagine you get up one morning and all of a sudden, all this stuff is going on around you. You know, you don't owe us any money, but you're going to get out and you're going to leave your stuff here, or we'll call the cops. And I'm thinking, I'm not going to have a scene with cops. I'll leave the property and then we'll figure out how to get my shit back. If I can get my shit back. But I'm not going to have a big thing scene with TPD. I mean, it's just not going to happen. That's not my way. And, and then, oh gosh, and by the way, I have an essay due today. So, all that's going on at the same time I'm getting my homework done. Oh shit, I got an essay due today. Oh shit, I got a test, a concept check due today. A test. That's a test. Oh fuck, I have a discussion post. That's almost like a mini essay. Today, I gotta read some stuff. I gotta watch a video. I gotta, Okay, so my guy tells me, so you just finished up your 3rd year as of Monday. And, I want you to know you're a fucking hero legend, with a lot of the people that we know and that we've talked to, knowing what you're going through, and you have managed during that whole 3 years where they're putting you through all this, because they hired the hitman 3 years ago. That's when they hired me. You're going through all this crap, and you finished 3 years of college with a 3.6959. They're highly impressed with you and your ability to continue to function under very, very extreme duress and horrible losses. And they wanted us to tell you, they're proud of you, and they're praying for you, and they're amazed by you that you can pull that off. A lot of people couldn't. They're just shocked that you can, with all you're going through. Oh shit! I got to get my essay done, and you get it done, and they think that's pretty impressive. So, I mean, thank God I've been able to maintain some sort of normal in the midst of complete abnormal and, catastrophic, awful, horrible loss. These men literally have meetings every day trying to figure out how to do something like that to me, to make me lie, to coerce me to be trafficked, so Mr. Perry can run for governor. Mr. Perry, who can't figure out cause and effect, same and different before and after. I don't know how you would run a state if you can't figure that out. You can't run you can't run a kennel. You can't run anything. So, this, this thing that you think that it's okay to infringe upon the rights of other people, and everybody's supposed to just be okay with it. If you're getting told on, then that's certainly you're understanding that that's not the case. And when we tell you, you're not to invade my privacy, you're not to contact me or my family, and you're not to take my money. I'm not to be broke anymore. You're not to take my money. My parents still owe me money. You owe me money. There's no reason for me to be broke. I'm smart enough. I can get a job. If I pulled off 3 years of college with a 3.59 GPA in the middle of that kind of trauma, constant trauma, then I can certainly get a job. For sure at Walgreens. And, you don't have the right to impede. And so every time you do, though, you get caught. Things happen you've not seen before. Police are getting it, and it's guys that that have and are backed by a lot of power. And so it speaks to your delusion that you think you have a choice when you're told, no, you stop. You absolutely must stop. And stop making me live like this.
Me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved. Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No, 0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you again. I don't ever want to hear your voice, see you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved. Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No, 0 minutes.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone. I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh my God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you a prostitute? I'm curious.
Sir, please leave.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh my God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? Are you a prostitute?
Nobody asked him what he thinks. No one said, Neil, what do you think of her clothes? What was he asked to do? Leave her alone. As many times as you guys get caught and told on and quoted and caught and told on and quoted every every time you do something, try to do something. Calvin's on the phone all day trying to sell my car out from under me. And then he's talking about what hotel can we put her in where she could walk to the grocery. That way we don't get accused of trying to starve her until she lies. But we got to get her out of Oklahoma. She can't go back to New Mexico and she can't go back to Lubbock. None of that's your business. And as much as just the fact that we know you did that all day should let you know that it's not your business. We think when you're told leave me alone, that you're in deep delusion, all of you. Because as much as we quote you, why in the fuck do you think you have a choice? Why in the fuck do you think you have a choice? And don't ask about what I'm going to do. What about the guys that told me you said that? What about the guys that told me you get upset every time I load a screenshot in Dropbox and it says, you already got this here, did you want to replace it? And I hit yes. How would you know I'm even doing that? It's none of your business. Get out of my phone. Get out of my accounts. I have the right to be on my phone or in an account or watch TV or in the privacy of my home and to have privacy. You don't have the right to infringe on those rights. You don't have the right to lie. You don't have the right to traffic. You don't have the right to coerce. You don't have the right to bully women and kids. You don't have the right to ruin me. You don't have the right to be governor. You don't have the right to shit. You have the right to get up off your ass, put your little doll down, take your little lacy pink panties off, and go act like men. And go do normal things normal guys do. I assure you, my guy cannot wait to get in your face. He will get in your face as soon as he can. Give you a nice hard shove and go, it's me you're dealing with now. You sat there and picked on her, cowards, behind a computer, behind your little phone. I sat there and watched and got pissed off at it and got as much on camera or on video or on audio or whatever we could get. So now you're dealing with me. Now you're dealing with me. You really already are. So when you have your little meeting, what's she gonna do? Is she gonna go to work tonight? Is she have any money? Does she have any cash? When she goes to work tonight, what are we gonna do to her? Can we get that car from her? Can we make sure she don't make no money? Make sure she don't get the waitress so she don't make no money. Make sure we don't send any guys in to get danced from. Nobody gets in there so she can't make no money. Right? Isn't that what y'all do? And we know that. So how do we know that? And the fact that we know that, who got that to me? That might be who you need to worry about, don't you think? That you don't control anything they do.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break down what rape culture is. Rape culture is the fact that that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. Doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting, dude.
Leave me alone. I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, men.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, men. Leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to, but even when they're not. Unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior, and you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
That's okay. I don't care.
Okay. The other thing that happened with this murder frame-up is I guess Richard told somebody, I can't even put her at the scene at all because Charles and Dave ran off all her friends. She doesn't do anything. She does her homework. She goes to work. For a while there, I was door dashing a lot because they made it was kind of like where they made it where it's like 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. You know, we'll have our guys order from her, make sure we know who she's getting food from and to, and make sure we get her on the doorbell camera. What's the Instagram account about? Does that have anything to do with that? So I was working probably 12 hours a day door dashing whenever I could, tried to get some food and school, and that was it. I mean, I don't trust anybody. I don't hang out with anybody. I used to. You can see a vast difference in my Facebook accounts and my emails. The shrinks commented on it. The police helping me have commented on it. Your emails and your Facebook are completely different now than they were before you met Mr. Perry. All your life, you got a lot of people talking to you. You got a lot of people sending you, "Are you okay? How you doing?" The second you meet him, he deteriorated all of it, and all of a sudden there's nothing. Absolutely nothing. And he thinks nobody will suspect a thing. I'm sorry, but that's telltale sign. You're being, you're being abused and trafficked and whatever else he's trying to do. Isolate. Well, that's what the McNamara email says. He's trying to isolate me. He's a stalker. Stalking's a felony, Mr. Perry. It's a felony. So, you have done some very grotesque, nasty, vulgar crime. And cop killing is one of them. And when you started doing it to me, everything changed for you. It changed for you too. You went at me. You started interfering with my communications with my friends I've known all my life. All of a sudden, they're dropped off the planet. Family I've known since I'm born. All of a sudden, I have to stay away from them so you don't threaten them. Because you go over and tell them, I'm going to do this and this horrible thing to her, and you're going to go along with it. And if you don't, I'm going to ruin you too. So, that's basically what he was saying. It's not like she hangs out with a group of friends and they can tell me, yeah, we all went and hung out at this place. She has no friends. He ran them all off. She doesn't do anything but go to work and does her schoolwork and go to the grocery and the laundry, and that's it. When I had an apartment, I could do my laundry at my apartment. Got me kicked out of that too. So the guy was like, well, nobody's going to care. It's a public defender. He said, I'm sorry, did you see what she did on Mike's case? You think she won't pick it apart? Whatever it is you try to do, she's going to pick it apart. That's what she does. You forget who it is you're dealing with. You forget who it is you're talking to. Right? Normal people are like this guy. It is very, very odd and abnormal to stalk a woman who doesn't like you. We all get rejected. We all simply move on. We're busy. We have a life. We're doing normal things normal people do. While Mr. Perry sits around perverting all day and making problems. And he can't figure out why he's hated. And Calvin too. And Lucius too. Why is she always finding out? Because everybody hates y'all and they're sick of it. And you can't seem to grasp just how sick of it they are. Those little girls that I work with are not criminals. They're victims. Whether they know that yet or not, whether they want to admit that right now or not, I don't care. It doesn't matter. It doesn't change what they are. A duck is a duck. It quacks. It's got webbed feet. It's a fucking duck. So, same is true for... a duck can walk around saying, no, I'm a chicken. It's not a chicken. It's a duck. You taking advantage of their youth. You're taking advantage of their feeling that they have no options. You're taking advantage of their, use Cynthia, ruin her, and it'll get everybody else in line. And we know you've said it. We've heard you talking about it. Those police have it. And those are the police that you need to worry about. What are they going to do next? Not me. What's her plans? What's she going to do? Does she have enough laundry soap today if she wants to go do laundry? And I'm like, oh my God. What in the fuck? First of all, the only way you can know that is completely violating in a very vulgar way my right to privacy. You don't have my consent to do that, and I have the right to my privacy. You don't have the right to violate it. Second of all, none of your business, is it? It is none of your business. It does not concern you in the least. My coworkers don't know about these podcasts unless you tell them. Those chicks are 20. Some of them don't know any other way. They grew up in this shit. They don't know any other way. They don't know how to live and exist and be successful and thrive in life any way but what they're doing. And they're not living and they're not thriving. They're surviving. And they don't think they have options. And they don't think they have choices. And that's why you wanted to do a raid. And that's why you wanted me arrested over the weekend. Just to make sure they think that. To make sure that's what they think. Right? That's what you guys do. Beat down women and children. You control it. You think. Right? Here's the thing though. My guys are coming around. And they're controlling the flow of information they always have. And that's who you need to worry about. What's the plan? Mr. Perry, I don't want to hear from you. I truly couldn't give a fuck what you think. You don't even make sense. You do not even make sense. And as much as we quote you when we tell you, leave me the fuck alone, you are so delusional that you think you have a choice. You've gotten nothing but told on all these years. You don't have a date. There's never going to be a date. I don't like you. You repulse me. You repulse even prisoners. And the more you bother me, the more we get. The more problems you cause for me, the more we get. The more we find out. We found out you have Huntington's disease because you pissed everybody off taking my money. You pissed everybody. Our guys are like, why is he not getting it? Why is he just, so our shrink starts looking through your emails. How does she get your emails? She's read them all. These are 3-word, 5-word sentences, and there's a couple of sentences. So we haven't done that since first grade. Why is he doing that? This guy's supposed to be a senator. And she goes, I think he can't understand what the hell's being said to him. He's just doing the best he can. But why is that? Why does she have to repeat herself so much? We've been in the professional world. We don't have to. When we're talking to each other, we don't have to. We say it one time. I grew up, I worked all my life from age 20 till 44, I think, in the medical business with surgeons. Texas athletic trainers, Tommy Tuberville's team. And that's not a little hint. Tommy Tuberville's not helping us. There's no hints. I don't do any kind of accidental slip-ups. So I sure as shit I'm not going to hint on purpose. But you're more than welcome to call him and tell him stop stopping your crime. We love that because you look crazy when you do that. So, especially if it's not someone helping us. So we think that is funny as hell that you do that. So call him. Get him on the phone. Tommy, stop stopping my crime. I'm a sex weirdo. And I'll make it worth your while. Just stop stopping my crime. Oh my gosh, wow. Make it worth your while. We hear that a lot. And then I'm working with politicians. I didn't do state, I did federal. So one time is all you say it. So for somebody to have to say the same thing to you over and over, and these are simple concepts everybody just knows, and yet y'all don't know. And you have to be told over and over and over and over and over, and you still don't get it. You're still not getting it. So our shrink is like, what the hell's wrong with him? Alzheimer's, senile dementia, what is something? I'm seeing a man with symptoms of severe mental illness and severe mental retardation. So he can't put 2 and 2 together. It's 2 and 2 is square for him, or circle. It's not 4. So what's wrong with him that he's acting like that? So we start digging. Oh, it's Huntington's disease. And boy, she nailed it. Not just mental illness, but mental retardation, impaired cognitive reasoning. When you do the crime, to me, it's different. You get caught. You touch that stove, you get burned every day. And yet your hand's falling off, and you're still touching it. Okay, so how are you going to run a state if you can't even grasp simple concepts like that? And you're in such deep delusion that when the guy tells you, my guy tells you, you don't have the right to do this crap to her. You don't. And that's why we're catching you. And that we're getting all this to put you in jail. It's not for party entertainment. We want you in jail. Everybody does. Then they don't have to deal with it anymore. Everybody wants to not have to deal with this anymore. That's why we can get information and nobody will tell you shit. These are things you should just know. People don't like crime. They don't like corruption. They don't like you're creepy. They don't like your cruelty. They don't like shit that you're doing. None of it. We can't imagine doing that kind of thing to another person. When you do it to me, you get caught because of that. And these are things you shouldn't have to be told. And you've been told over and over and over and over and over. And it's just not clicking for you. When you do things people don't like, they're not going to like you. When you break the law, you're doing things people don't like. That's why it's illegal. Duh. So when you're told her privacy is not to be invaded anymore, you do not contact her again or her family. And she's not to be broke again. Everybody's sick of watching her suffer. She's not to be broke the fuck again. And then you do it anyway. And then you complain and whine. How'd you find out? How'd you know? Well, but you know how you know. How we find out and how we know. You just do it anyway. And so when you keep doing it, we're like, why is it they think they have a choice? As much as they're quoted and as much information as we have, it's piling up and piling up. And you cowards sit behind a computer or your phone and pick on one woman and try to make one woman fail. And we're like, wow, with the dresses already. Wow. Talk about pussy. And my guy's like, I can't wait till we make arrests and I'm going to walk up to him because I'm a big dude. And I'm going to walk up to him and give him a nice little shove. And look down on every single one of them. Now it's me you're dealing with. You thought it was cute picking on women and children? It's not cute. Now you're dealing with me. Pick on me. See how that works out for you. But the thing is you already are dealing with him. Because he's the one that gets the information and gives it to me. So when you guys sit around and go, what's she going to do next? What's she planning? She can't move here. She can't move here. Oh, yes, I can. I'll live where I want to live. It is none of your business. And they got you recorded all day, Calvin, talking about getting my car, trying to sell it out from under me, and it is not yours to sell. That car is none of your business. You shouldn't even know about it. You shouldn't know what kind it is. You shouldn't know shit about it. You shouldn't care. You don't go into court and say, we're not doing what she says, and then turn around and do what we say. There's a recording, and you're proving it out. Over and over and over. So, it doesn't concern you. And as much as we quote you, when you're told, leave me alone, why do you think you have a choice? Criminals have low intellect and, no impulse control. You never think it through. I mean, it is insane. We've not seen anything. I mean, we're just like, wow. They're in deep delusion. Because they get quoted every fucking day. For, 7-8 years now? Every fucking day. All day long. Email after email after email. And they think they have a choice. And nobody understands why you think that. I don't care what you guys think, Charles. I definitely don't care what you think. I never asked you. I said don't contact me at all. Leave me the fuck alone. Do not contact me. I fucking hate it. Do not peep on me. I fucking hate it. It's nasty. You're gross. I have the right to my privacy. You do not have the right to violate it. I have the right not to hear what you think. You do not have the right to shove that down my throat. Everybody gets rejected. Everybody else moves on. You're not the victim. You're just stupid. That's not my problem. We're all tired of dealing with it. That's how come we can get information and you can't. Because everybody's sick of dealing with that. The stuff, you guys, you're cruelty and you're creepy. This right here.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone. This make you...
She's trying to explain to him, it's not fun having a camera pointed in your face. And he completely doesn't get it. Listen to what he says. I got pictures of you because I'm a stalker. I'm a stalker and I have pictures. That's what stalkers do. They take pictures of the victims everywhere they go. She's trying to show him how annoying and menacing that is. And he doesn't get it. And then he starts threatening to get him. Perry threatens me that every day. I'm going to get you. I'm going to take. You're going to go. I'm not. Listen, all these years, you guys playing some bullshit, and it never goes like you think it will. You really think that if you, let's say you kidnap me, and I end up in Houston, and your guy in Houston thinks he's going to get his dick sucked, and I'm sorry, but that's what sex trafficking is. It's a sex crime. It would get bit off. It would get bit off. It would not go like you think. And you really are delusional if you think it would. I mean, you guys have zero ability to properly manage your expectations. And that has actually worked in our favor. One of the things our shrink does is she finds your weaknesses, your Achilles heel, and boom, we hit it. We hit it hard. And that's one of them. Wild expectations every day. No grasp on reality at all. None. Because if you had a grasp on reality, first of all, you'd leave me the fuck alone. When you're told, as much as you've been caught, for you to think you have a choice is bizarre. There's no basis in reality to think that. Second of all, whoever said it, Richard, there's two guys here that have said this about me. And you ought to get, this is how I think, this is how I, when I said I'm going to look at Mike's case, and I'm pulling it up to look at it, he said, watch, she'll find every mistake they made. Richard, have you seen a public defender? I don't think the public defender's your concern here. I think she is. She'll pick it apart. She'll find your mistakes. She'll unravel your lie. That's what she does. Look at Mike and Lucky. In about 30 seconds, she'll unravel it. That's who she is. That's what she does. You can't bullshit her. She'll unravel it. She'll know it. And she'll find a way to show that. To me, everything is hypotheses and proof. Hypotheses and proof. Hypotheses and proof. You got your hypotheses. You got to have a reason you think that. You don't just come up with some bizarre, oh, with his magic ass, he fell on Lucky and killed him. No. No. Don't insult my intelligence. I want to know, where the hell did you fucking come up with that? I think you came out. Here's the thing. In New Mexico, in Nevada, we think outside our ass. So we pick things apart like that. That's kind of what we do. I don't know what it is in Texas or Oklahoma, hillbilly land. If you guys just got your head so far up your ass, it's just stuck there, and you don't know what it's like to think outside your butt. But you have to have something to support what you just said. If you're going to go into court and say there's a political vendetta against me, you better fucking show some proof of that. Or you're just delusional. You just look wacky Jackie. He fell on him with his ass and caused internal decapitation, blunt force trauma to the head, and strangulation with his ass while he's knocked out cold. Overdosed. No. You're gonna make me mad because I'm not stupid. Do I have stupid written across my forehead? I don't think I do. I'm not from Oklahoma, and I'm not from Texas. We in New Mexico and we in Nevada think outside our asses. So don't even. Wow. You have to have some evidence to support what you just said. Or shut up and get the fuck out of my face. You're just an idiot, and I don't want to hear it. I don't have time. So when you got a guy with not a mark on him accused of beating someone to death, then I'm going to look at the evidence that I'm seeing. Nothing on him. Drug overdosed. Treated with Narcan, not being knocked out in a fight. And then I'm going to know you're full of crap. And I'm going to be pissed about it. And I'm going to say something. Which is the other thing, Mr. Perry. If I'm mad about something, everybody's going to know it. And they're going to hear about it. I'm vocal. So So if there was a political vendetta, you'd have had an email or something. You'd had something from me telling you, who didn't even represent me ever. And you're a little new guy. I've been in it. I don't need you. I call somebody else. In fact, I knew some people working on Rick Perry's staff. I'd call them. If I'm really mad about something, I'll just call them. I don't need you. I already had relationships built. I didn't need the new guy who didn't know anybody. If you were called, it was out of courtesy, because I need to bring you in to meet the other people, right? Would that make sense? I don't need you. So when you come up with a bullshit story, and how you came to the conclusion you came to, the hypotheses, you better have some very strong information and it's pretty strong evidence when a man has not a mark on him, being accused of beating someone to death. That's pretty strong evidence he didn't do it, right? It's also pretty strong evidence that I'm telling everybody months before first responders were deposed, he was drugged. That somebody got that information from them to me. Gene Mitchell's gonna lie. Call him. Text him something. I pull up the docket and I look to make. We're gonna make sure. Right now it's just a hypothesis. Gene Mitchell might lie. Let's see if we can get some evidence in support of that hypothesis. I pull up the docket. Sure as shit. He has filed a motion to suppress the video, the very video he said was going to exonerate his client to the media a few months before. Why would you do that? This is the video that's going to exonerate my client. It shows he's got not a mark on him. And he's accused of beating somebody to death. And I got to get him found innocent if he didn't do it. Right? I got to give him a vigorous defense. Why am I suppressing the very thing I said was going to exonerate him? Because someone told him to lie, and that intel is good. So I get in touch with him. You're about to say something that's not plausible, sir. So Mr. Mitchell said, I know she knew it before, that I even made my legal argument, what my legal argument was going to be, because she texted me. My hypothesis is true. She did know before. Everything's like that for me. Everything I think about is like that. Here's my hypothesis. Here's why I have that hypothesis. And if you don't have some pretty strong evidence to show otherwise, that's what my hypothesis is going to stay. It's not going to move. It's going to stay right there. I have to see some proof. I have to see some evidence. And I don't want to hear she said, he said, I said, we went, he went, she go over there, and I went over here, and she hit him, and we went over here, and then he hit her, and then she pulled his teeth out of his mouth, and he pulled her wig off, and then we hit it, and then we go to Taco Bell, and then we order 5 tacos, and we only get 3, and that's why I call you, officer, because Taco Bell stole my money. Nope. I want to see pictures. Show me the picture where he knocked she knocked his teeth out. Show me the pictures of the Taco Bell money. Show me the pictures of the tacos. Show me. That's what I want to see. A picture of it or some evidence of it. I don't want to hear he said, she said. Fuck that. I want to see evidence or the lack of it. It's the way I think. It's the way I was raised by police. I was raised by detectives in my house all my life from when I'm born. So everything is about that. And you're not gonna bullshit me and oh, okay, I believe you. Not me. Maybe some people, but not me. You're just gonna piss me off. Like I said, you're insulting my intelligence, and I don't like that. So when we quote you every day, everybody's very confused as to why in the fuck you think you have a choice when you're told, get the fuck out of my life. Nobody should have to scream at you, get out of my life, leave me alone. All day long, all the time. Like I've had to do. This guy is like Perry. You might as well talk to a fucking rock. Zero, didn't get it. Doesn't get a word she said. Has no fucking idea what she just said.
Feel. You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you feel?
Is that the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
scratches?
I got scratches. I can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Monkey, hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're
I
gonna
don't give a fuck. You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're gonna
bring
Is that
a
a
fucking
threat?
army. I don't give a fuck.
this make you feel? You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you? I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalk me. That's why I'm leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No, 0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalk me. That's why I'm leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No, 0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalk me. That's why I'm
Fun to listen to that all day. Yeah, that's my life every day, all day long. Get the fuck out of my life. Shut the hell up and get away from me. Fuck off and get away from me. Leave me alone. Screaming. Screaming. And, I get the same response. I don't understand what those words mean. And you're just like, oh my God. It's awful. Talk about negative energy. It's awful. Oh, and then I got to go do my essay for college.
leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No, 0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalk me. That's why I'm leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No, 0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalk me. That's why I'm leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No, 0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me.
Alright, so because I'm raised by detective, police, whatever, my dad could figure out anything. My dad could sting up like a motherfucker. He was good at it. And I'm good at it, and people I know are even better. You know, I mean, my mind has been shaped that way from birth. I mean, it just is. And, so yeah, I noticed things like, gosh, the same 3 girls get tipped more than I've ever seen any dancer get tipped in my life. Every night. Not just once, not just twice, every fucking night. So, some of the people that I've danced with haven't even been tipped on stage that much. And they dance by far way better. So, they're just better dancers. And, you didn't think that would flag me off? Something's up with that? Yeah, Like we said, when you're caught, when you do the crime to me every fucking day for 8, 9, 13, it's 8 years that you know of. But it's actually longer than that. And you think you have a choice when you're told, stop. No one understands why you think you have a choice. No one understands why you think that. It's delusion. You're like this guy, Wacky Jackie.
Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalk me. That's why I'm leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No, 0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
Okay. Now, that's not to say that I can't play stupid when I need to. If it benefits me to play stupid, I'll play stupid. Like I did with the Tulsa police officer who pulled me over, and I'm explaining to him, I'm a victim of domestic violence and economic abuse, and this is that. This is before, you know, you heard causation. Yeah. Okay. In your patrol, right? Explain to me again the difference between patrol and traffic. Did y'all really think I didn't know? Did you really think that? I knew, but I wanted him to say it, and I wanted him to say it more than once. Let's make sure this officer has a really good understanding of his duties as a police officer, because we have a 44% increase in murder rates among us domestic violence victims since 2020. So, I've been the victim of attempted murder 2 and 3 and 4 times now. Mr. Perry, absolutely nobody cares what you think, and no one's going to help you. No one ever has, no one ever will. A reasonable, prudent individual would know that at this point, no one's going to help you. Everybody fucking hates your guts. You're creepy and you're cruel. And it's important that you understand how sick and tired of that everybody is. We don't want to deal with it. That's why we can get information and you can't. And here I am having to say the same thing to you over and over and over and over. Write it the fuck down. How are you going to run a state if people have to explain simple concepts to you that a first grader knows? Not just once, but again and again and again, and it's just not clicking for you. You can't run a state if your brain doesn't work. You guys trying to make him the Manchurian candidate? Huh? I mean, come on. So, while I'm in the middle of going through all this, I got an essay due. Oh, Jesus. Hang on. Alright, so we got all this. Don't you think it's more important for you to worry about the guys, Judy, that are getting this kind of information from all of them and you to me and what they're going to do next? Don't you think? That I found out Calvin was on the phone trying to get rid of my car, sell my car out from under me, and that's not his car to sell. He'd have to steal it first, right? I have the right to my privacy. I have the right to not be hacked and harassed and coerced and threatened and intimidated and bullied and starved and until I lie or be trafficked. Those little girls don't know they have a choice. I do. I'm exercising my right. I don't have to live like this, and I'm not. I have help. So don't you think instead of sitting on your asses behind your little computers and your phones threatening me, one girl, that none of you have had the balls to come do it to my face. Y'all do it behind my back. Because Perry wants to ruin, a smear campaign, wants to ruin me. How do we even know you're talking to Judy? How do you know I'm talking to, that I know you're talking to Judy Parker? How do I know that? The fact that I know that ought to tell you, when you're told, leave me the fuck alone, you're delusional if you think you have a choice. You're fucking delusional if you think you have a choice. You don't. Everybody's sick of dealing with this. We shouldn't have to. We should not have to. People don't like crime. If you're doing something people don't like, they're not going to like you. If it's illegal, it's usually something people don't like. They don't like corruption. They don't like collusion. They don't like bullshit. They don't like perjury. How many times have you perjured yourself? Yeah, you better fix that while you can. I would suggest. There's all this, okay? Calvin's worried about my laundry detergent. Calvin's worried about where I'm going to live. Calvin's worried about getting my car from me. Calvin's worried about stuff that's none of his business. And those little girls are watching what you're doing to me. And you think they're not going to be scared out of their minds and just say what you want them to? I promise you they will. So yeah, I catch the stage tips are way off. Way the fuck off. Every fucking night. And I'm like, oh, what are they laundering? What are they selling that they're laundering? So if guys walk in with 14 grand and walk out the door with 4 girls, what is that, $3,500 each? Yeah, okay. So we counted that money, didn't we? How much of that did y'all get? Yeah, you think you have a choice when you're told, get the fuck out of my life. Do not contact me again. What he said in March 2020 and what he said again in July 2022 is, you're not to invade her privacy anymore. Do not contact her or her family again. And she's not to be broke anymore. Get your hand out of her wallet. Period. Because you're dealing with him. And as much as we find out about your crime that nobody else has, prissy pants, picking on women to feel tough, it speaks to your delusion. It supports the diagnosis that you suffer from very bad delusion, that you think you have a choice. After we have this much. And you're sitting around worried about what I'm doing? Really? Not the guys getting all that? That know you're going to Judge Parker's court lying? Bold-faced lying? Or is it your delusion and you imagined it? What does CJ mean? What about mitochondrial DNA? You don't need my mitochondrial DNA. Why do you have it? The allegations are stalking, hacking, voyeurism, exploitation, trafficking, coercion, witness tampering, perjury, obstruction of justice, and destruction of evidence. Period. That's what it is. Now, what court is that already being played in so they can get a wiretap order on your phone anytime they need one? Yeah, I don't know. Everybody's sick of it. You need to understand how very, very sick of this everybody is. And of watching me go through hell. So you can ruin me and get your governor, whatever. I don't think you can tie your shoe, sir. I don't think you can run a fucking nursery with plants. All you got to do is water them, much less the state of Texas. And here's the thing, I don't live in Texas. I don't give a fuck who runs the state of Texas. I don't live there. I've been in Oklahoma for 9 years. Oklahoma is just as, if not some ways, is on some things more conservative than Texas. You fucking just don't matter, dumbass. Except that when you commit a crime against me, I have help that's kicking your ass, and you're so stupid you act like you don't know that. Don't act like when you're told, leave me the fuck alone. You really don't have a choice. It does support the guy's delusional if he thinks he does. After they get, nothing. You've got nothing else from this but told on. All these years, 13 years, nothing else from this but told on. You're offending everybody. You make everybody sick at their stomach. You make everybody uncomfortable. You make the hair on the back of our necks stand on end. You guys are weirdo. It's embarrassing. It's just fucking embarrassing. So we get more until they arrest you and we're done. We don't have to deal with it anymore at all. And believe me, everybody cannot wait for that day to get here. Cannot wait. I don't kill people. I got cops that are helping me that would have put me in jail if I killed somebody. They would have done it themselves. And you know that. You need a smear campaign. It's something different every week. So, everybody, know for the record, Mr. Perry, again, I'm gonna make sure you go to jail so I get ruin you and get my smear, and then I can be governor. And you've said it every day, Mr. Perry. It's all over the place. It's very well documented. On that blog, if you do a search up, hang on. On this blog, get out of my phone. He said, do not invade her privacy again. Do not contact her or her family again. And she better not be broke anymore. So when we quote you or find out before, that means you did it anyway. Okay, here's the disclaimer, by the way. Apply the but-for legal standard, and I assert my right to equal protection. No persons shall be denied equal protection within the jurisdiction of the laws in the place where I live in Oklahoma. TPD. All of these laws right here. You better know what we know. Alright? You better know what we know. Down here there's a search thing. Put in there second false arrest. Bazillions of them come up. Going back to 2015, 16, 17. And it's always something different. So we got that too. I mean, you're just retaliating. I reported your stalking. You started retaliating. Then you killed Lucky and framed Mike, and then now it's retaliation for that and the stalking. Then we find out you're trafficking, you exploit, and then it's retaliation for that. So who are the cops getting your ass? Maybe you got to worry about what their plan is, and not so much about mine. Get the fuck out of my life. Because everybody's sick and tired of hearing me scream at you all the time. Get away from me. Shut up. Get away from me. Leave me alone. Constantly.
Stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalk me. That's why I moved.
Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
and I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please,
what
God bless
happened?
you, but
What
please leave
happened?
me
What
alone.
steps?
Please leave me alone. Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalk me. That's why I moved.
Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
and I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I
What
don't ever
happens?
want to hear your voice to you. Please,
what
God
happened?
bless.
Alright, and then lastly, like I said, the raid was to intimidate those girls and to make an example out of me. And there's no need for a raid. They're all victims. They think they don't have a choice. They don't know any other way to live, do they? And they shouldn't know I'm doing these podcasts, and they don't, unless you tell them, because I don't tell them. And I promise, Mr. Perry, you're contacting me again, and I just said, do not contact me anymore. I don't want to hear it. Everybody's sick of hearing what you think. Why can you not understand that? Sick of hearing you talk. Everybody just, God, please make him go away. Please help these guys get everything they need so they can arrest him and it's over. Please, God, make him go away. Please make him shut up and go away. The same thing was for the arrest you had, or the false arrest you had planned up. Grab her off the stage so those little girls can see that. Then we won't have any more problems with them. We all know it. It's noted for the record. We talked about it and talked about it and talked about it and talked about it. Now I'm going to tell you for the last time. Don't ask again. How'd she find out? How'd she know? You know exactly how we find out and exactly how we know. It's been that way since McNamara email of 2015. Every fucking day we've shown it and shown it and shown it and posted it and posted it and repeated and repeated and repeated and repeated. When you do this shit to me, you pissing everybody off who has a lot of power, and they're putting a stop to it. You know why? Because nobody likes it. Everybody's sick of it. People don't like crime. When you do things people don't like, they don't like you. When you do crime, that's usually something people don't like. First graders know this. Why don't you? When you think you have a choice, you show you're delusional. As much as we quote you, you've got nothing all this time but told on. Not another thing. Not another fucking thing. He said twice, and he says it once. So if he said it twice, you better watch out. You better watch out. Her privacy is no longer to be invaded. Get out of her phones, get out of her computer, get out of her everything. Get out. Do not invade her privacy anymore. I have the right to privacy. Don't get in my privacy again. Don't contact her or her family. I have the right not to be contacted by a stalker. It's a felony. I have the right not to be harassed. I have the right to go to work and not be a victim of crime every time I do. It isn't your business where I work or how much money I make or where I live or what I drive. So butt out. Stop being nosy. Go work. Go be normal. And leave everybody alone. Leave everybody and everything alone. Nobody's bothering you. You're getting caught bothering me. Every time you do it. Every time you do it. And I'm not to be broke again and have to ask for money. Period. Just like that. For you to think you have a choice, as much as we found out, Calvin was on the phone all day trying to sell my car. Calvin wanted to know how much laundry detergent I have. Calvin wanted to know, stuff that is not your business, Calvin. Get a life. Get a fucking life. And get the fuck out of mine. And for you to think you have a choice, as much as we quote you, speaks to all of you have some delusion problems. You don't have a choice. Comply with the law and get the fuck out. And stop making me scream all the time.
Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop